I'm doing great, great, sir. How are you doing?
Good, good, good. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year from other part of the world.
How was your New Year's and stuff?
My New Year started with talking with great people like you.
I appreciate that.
So, how was your New Year
Appreciate that.
started?
So I brought it in with some friends and family, and for the most part, it was a pretty fun and just relaxing New Year's. So far, I've been able to kind of get started on a few things. I made it a good conscious effort to get more into some more emerging markets, and one of them would be sort of the NFT meta space. And me and a business partner of mine are looking more in depth into understanding. Okay, what is it entitled? The communities, all of those different things, and essentially just how do we get plugged in with the right players and become that, I guess that's in that thought space, right? Because, everybody can create and do certain things, but how do we revolutionize this technology and make it meaningful, right? So, and I'm also coming out with a book. I want to make a book. I know I'm already rambling. I apologize, but I want to make a book that entitles, more into some of the future trends in technology. So I've been pushing that off. So luckily, 2022 is here. There's no other reason why not to, right?
Awesome, man. So, before talking about you and the work that you are doing and the service that you are providing to the world, can you please introduce yourself to my audience?
For sure, for sure. Well, and I always mess this up. I apologize, but hello, audience. Hello, everyone. My name is William Smith. I am a technologist. I'm also a technology strategist for Microsoft, and I'm also a managing director for Technical Paradigm. Essentially, I'm no different than you enthusiasts in technology. I love to work within tech, but essentially, I made my passion into helping revolutionize and transform people's footprint when it comes to anything technical.
So, you are a technical architect.
Yes. So I feel I have two roles now, right? So um, at tech at Microsoft, I am a technical strategist actually, and more or less my job is to work with technical architects and work with technical specialists, product groups, and different little specialist people who work on the back lines of products for Microsoft and essentially ensure that the client is getting the best value for their money when it comes to anything, Microsoft, Azure, and even the product lines too, right? Like, GitHub, um, uh, SharePoint. You pretty much it's not just relation to just technical products that we offer. It could also be, you know, things in the line too. But so I align with their specialists, and we align with our specialists, and we help funnel the best transformation when it comes to um, getting people more into the cloud, uh, ensuring that they understand different new technologies that come out from Ignite, and as well as just know what the heck we're doing, right? Because Microsoft's a huge company, man. There's things that I don't even know about, and just talking to people about, hey, do you know such and such? It's like, I never heard about that. Let me get the right people in here, and then we talk about it, and then now I know.
Awesome.
And then
So,
to double down with that, no, sorry, I apologize. To double down with that, what I also do is I am a managing director for management consulting for Technical Paradigm. Paradigm is also a recruitment firm that does different consulting, small consulting projects and things like that. But essentially, what we do, we're more for the fintech and emerging market space. And essentially, me and my business partner, Michael, we funnel a good channel into ensuring you guys have the right work and leg force for companies, but also ensuring if you guys are interested in different projects or developing in applications, I also had that division as well.
So
So
what is
all
WSC
over the place,
Consulting?
man.
Yeah, yeah.
So WSC Consulting is essentially what I do within the helm of Microsoft, or not Microsoft, but for technical paradigm. So essentially, I am the consulting wing of everything, right? So anything consulting wise, technical, building systems in Azure, building new data sets and SQL, or exploring different opportunities within Power BI, different things. I'm the kind of more the one who's leading that charge, and some of our customers are using some really intricate products, and it's always interesting, right? Like someone always mentions a new product that's coming out or something that's being done. Essentially, we help digitally transform companies that are using older software and solutions to be more competitive. So think of older banks, older law firms, older entities that are still using 2000 and previous's software. We need to get them back up and into track, because a smaller, more agile firm is right around the corner, and it's time to adapt.
So what is your background, where you came from, and what made you to come into technology, and what made you to give the best products and best service, the quality products, and satisfy the customers?
For sure, for sure. So I don't know if you ever been to Chicago side, but I would love for you to come one day, man. I'm born and raised. I'm a native in Chicago. I grew up South Side, and pretty proud of it because it's predominantly a black and brown culture, and essentially um, growing up, not too many STEM programs were prevalent. So it's interesting to see how I've kind of navigated through that channel. But just to double down, native from Chicago, grew up loving technology, being interested in the field, and some of the Marvel movies I feel kind of interested me more into technology. In fact, I think what got me more into tech was Iron Man. I've always wanted to create like a little Iron Man or create a little Jarvis. And so I told my high school teacher that I wanted to do that. And she at the time, I didn't know it, but she was a manager for Accenture. And I was like, okay, how do we do this? And she essentially introduced me to the first language, which was Java. And so I would learn Java after school. And, while everybody else was playing and doing stuff, I was learning how to code, a console. It was just a small console app and different little things. But then that helped me get interested in the college, where I went to for a little bit. I didn't finish. I went to U of I, and then I went straight to work. It's more for personal reasons. I didn't continue things, but I went to straight to work, and it's been very successful. I've been able to work at some of the best, awesomest companies in the world. Not only just Chicago, but I've worked in California, New York, Philadelphia, and even London as well.
Nice. So when did you understand the first time when the requirements of the client, and to give the best software solutions for them for the first time in your life?
For sure. For sure. So my first job was with a mentor who got me into consulting. And as a consultant, you're high in demand, right? You're needed to just go and do stuff. So, hey, we need you to do this ASAP. We need this ASAP. We need this ASAP. And essentially, the client is no different than any other person. They want their product, and they want it now. And they're willing to pay top dollar for it. So with that being said, I knew I was in high demand, but I also knew it was a competitive field. So I had to be sharp, have to be constantly growing my skill set, understanding different newer technologies, building a network. It all matters, because as you grow, you start to understand, you don't know all the fastest of a certain thing. So it's best to diversify some of the talents that you have. So I could be good within the Microsoft stack and C Sharp and all those things, but then Billy could be good within Java and such, and then Amanda could be more better in Rails and JavaScript.
And when you became technical architect?
So I want to say a couple years ago, probably like 5 or 6 years ago, I was interested in more or less designing and implementing a roadmap and a blueprint for what companies use, right? So, or what solutions are made of. And my first opportunity was with a e-commerce company within London, um, and I was able to, start to build solutions for some of our clients and whatnot. And then with there, I started to work within Deloitte, which was a highly in demand, crazy company where you need to do everything now. Clients are just flurrying things at you. It's literally like, if I will, like just constant flow of water, just shh. So I knew that my skills had to be continuously sharp, as well as understanding of the basics and also just the more in-depth understandings of how the solutions work. And when I first started, I was a developer. So I understood how to build things and more or less grown to be able to say why you build certain things.
So WSC, your consulting is your own company.
Yes.
When you started this?
Actually, during the pandemic. I started during the pandemic, and it was something that I wanted to do that got me closer towards entrepreneurship, because I've done little projects in the past, and there was a time where I was able to do some build an app for a solution me and my business partner at the time were doing. But essentially, I wanted to get back into those things. I wanted to help companies be more competitive, digitally transforming them, as well as ensuring that they have the best thing that comes to, understanding, fulfilling what dreams or goals that they have in the current fiscal year. And with that, WSC was born. Essentially, it's fairly small company. There's only about 10, 15 of us in the core field, and then we also have a range of outsource resources that we utilize. And we learn to keep it lean. We learn to keep things more agile and in depth. That's because more or less it's easy. The expression goes is it's harder to move an elephant as it grows. So keeping things light and small is always the way to go. But more or less, just ultimately, we're just here to make an impact for a company.
So you understand the complete IT infrastructure and all the IT resources.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yep, yep.
So in your experience, what kind of diverse requirements that you saw and that you received, and you solved the problems?
So banks and financial entities are always the most interesting, I'll say, because there's so many facets, right? Like you have to keep things innovative, but you can't be too cutting edge where there's low security or there's concerns of other things, right? Scalability, disaster recovery, some of the principles when it comes to building these solutions, they need to be solid when you build solutions for fintech. And there was a project I was working on specifically where they needed special functions in order to ensure that a transaction has been made. And essentially that just means that every process had to be cross-referenced with another process. And that always gets exponentially trivial because not only are you building a solution or a software piece for a specific function, you also have to ensure that that function is a legit function that coincides with another thing. So just to keep it a little high level, that project back and forth. It's always interesting going and doing those things. But you know, within the fintech firms, I see a lot of growth within the need for constructing and innovating different solutions from a more secure level, even now, because every time we look up, there's some type of failure, there's some type of breach, or some type of outage. So, and that's usually due to poor architected solutions. I mean, there's other factors, right? Like um, uh, a decrease in security or a decrease in attention or whatnot. But like usually it's poor architecture.
Yeah, well, I'll call you in just 2 seconds because I'm unable to mute myself when you're talking because I don't want this side disturbance when you're talking. Yeah,
Sure, I'll be here.
yeah. So can I continue?
Yes, sir. Come on.
Yeah. So how does can I say your programming and development background made you to understand how this that logical thinking, solving problems, creating the best quality software, um, that kind of a thinking way made you become the owner of WSC Consulting and helped you in developing your company? How this technical and business aspect came in you?
Yeah, for sure. So what I would say is some of the best architects are wonderful programmers. They understand what it takes to build a system from keyboard and mouse, from the first click to the end of the click. Um, I think that growing up as a developer and understanding some of those technologies definitely help, rather than coming fresh out of high school or college and going straight to be an architect. You don't understand what it takes to build a system. There's other different intricacies that people think about that you won't if you don't have that vast knowledge of being a programmer. So growing up, C Sharp, Java, JavaScript, and understanding different concerns, how hackers can break into certain things like SQL injection attempts and whatnot and things like that. You understand how to build a system where it shields itself from those things, and you can only learn those things if you understand it and have built them before.
So, what is that quality which is making you to improve yourself and give the best service and give the best experience for users?
You just stay hungry. It's fun. It's fun stuff, but you have to stay hungry. You gotta understand that there's always a bigger fish in the sea. There's always another shark that's coming. But it's always to have this mindset of just improving your own self every day to be the best person than to compare yourself to a Microsoft or um, an Apple or JPMC. Like it's better to improve in oneself and in its abilities, and then everything else is going to shine. So at WSC, if we're continuously comparing ourselves to other people, we'll never get anywhere. But if we compare ourselves to ourselves the previous day, there'll be exponential growth.
So, how much you understood about technology and information technology in total?
So, I mean, by all means, I don't want to say that I know everything because you can never know everything. In fact, there's always new things that come out, and they're just like, wow, I didn't know about that. But in total, I'd say I know a great deal when it comes to web development and uh, architected solutions that interact with some type of public solution. Of course, I've worked on internal and intranet products or private servers or private applications. But I think my wheelhouse is definitely public facing applications, whether it be like, for example, a website that connects to a portal of a login and connects you to the backend internet and you're a logged in user and you see a different experience. And that entitles a different solution and server and service, or essentially just creating intricate websites. My wheelhouse would definitely be that sort of thing. And then also, you know, we're more and more getting towards into emerging markets. So one of the wheelhouses that I'm looking more into now is, of course, um, blockchain, metaverses, and different little things like that. So it's ever growing. It's ever growing. So,
So you are into cloud. How many services that you understand?
oof. For the exact products of services, oh man, I don't know every little thing, but for sure, you got the big three, right? GCP, AWS, and Azure. Um, you got IBM and Oracle's coming out. Eventually, Apple will come out. And then who else? You got Heroku. You got um, so many other ones, but they're just coming out of nowhere, right? But I feel those services, in a way, they complement each other because when one builds one, it's only a matter of time before another one builds one a little cheaper, so it entices people to come, or they build it in a different way where it's a little more secure. But essentially, those are the ones that I know about right now.
How you, as a technical architect, helped you in interacting with customers and understand their requirements and give exactly what is useful for them at the same time, what matches with their business level.
Yeah. And, it's funny because you can be too technical where you ignore your social skills. Of course, being an architect is definitely not heads down, I should say. You constantly have to keep getting feedback from the clients and the product owners, and the team. So you're constantly getting this funnel and this channel of suggestions, better practices, pros, cons, you name it. It takes to understanding what you're building isn't necessarily finite, but you're building it in a way where it's kind of like a building. It gets better as um, the solution and blueprint plans itself out. And talking with clients, essentially treat them, you want to be respectful and all, but essentially treat them with respect, and essentially just like they're coworkers, right? Like they're your coworkers at the end of the day, but you still have to respect them as if, they're your leaders or your boss or your mentor. So learning those skills when I was growing up, I've made mistakes, right? I've said some things that may have not have should have been said, or implemented designs that weren't the best, and we had a back and forth conversation. But it's all about growing and being a better person so that you don't make as many mistakes.
You are already doing your own stuff. You are helping a company in improving uh, the service. What that thought made you to start WSC Consulting, and why you want to contribute more?
Hmm. So basically, what's my why for WSC? Okay, I would say, you know, as far as what differentiates us from like another service or another firm is, one agile, one smaller, but also we have engineers, we have people who've been developers, we have people who are developers, and they understand technology. Plus, we have a wide range of skill sets and intricacies that most companies may or may not have, right? Like everyone's an enthusiast, but it takes someone to just know what they're doing, heads down, to get it done, get it done. The why and intents mostly is just to really transform and digitize as much of the solutions that we have as possible that create some type of impact for companies, right? Whether it be business output, um, growth, numbers, and revenue, or create jobs for a different type of market.
What are those values which are making you to do things better uh, and make people to trust you and the service that you're providing? And what are those qualities that will make that you think that will make you reach wherever you want to?
So the big one is trust, like you mentioned. Gotta trust us. So just being truthful and upfront and forthcoming with every intent. And by every intent, essentially, if we think of a solution, we want the client to know that this is something that if we were in your boots and we were consulting with another firm that was doing this for us, you would be ensured the best quality of work, that it was very and thoroughly thought out, and just more or less just something that you know, we wouldn't fumble the ball on, right? So if we build these solutions, it's trusted, it's well architected, it's, for the most part been tested and true. So that trust factor is a big one. And the constant communication is another one, because sometimes it can be too head first and narrow where you ignore the suggestions of other companies and whatnot. And you make something that you want rather than what they want. So just knowing that forthcoming of what that person needs, what that company needs, that department, what do they need, and understanding the use case, right? Like, why are they doing it? Is this for a new environment? Is this for a specific set of users? It just depends on all those things, but just understanding the why is a big factor as well, and just the constant communication and trust.
So, what do you say about customer surveys? Because you are into three different things. You are a consultant and you was a developer. You have experience how to develop softwares in the machines, and you are working for Microsoft. So you understand how things are going on, how things connect with each other. So how when it comes to customer satisfaction or customer um, getting I mean giving what they want and satisfying them is a big thing. So what you understood in your experience?
To satisfy a customer, pretty much, correct? Yeah, definitely working at the big firms helped me understand how to satisfy. So, um, more or less understanding what a customer, understanding um, what makes them tick, right? So it's customer service at the end of the day. So it's essentially you understanding what a person needs without compromising your own self as well. And it could range from constant cadences where you're working on different times and servers for teams, building rapport, working and networking with other solutions, or finding ways to improve the relationship. Relationship building and consulting is a huge thing as well, because the more people you know, generally the better off you are. But generally it's the more diverse mindsets that you acquire when you continue to evolve and network and transparent yourself with other people. I would say that would probably be the bigger one when it comes to pleasing, just the networking and relations building. Second, I would say, of course, the technical acumen. You got to know what the heck you're talking about. People have to know that, in this specific area, you are the expert, or you have a great gauge of what this is. And if not, you have the access to that. So in that way, you do have to have a network or some way to tie into another individual who does. And then generally, it's just running through the curve. You're going to run into roadblocks, but handling conflict is another one too, because you know it's just like working with a coworker. You're going to run into conflicts as well, but it's just how you handle different different situations, right? Like whether it be roadblocks, deadlines, times, crunch times, factors that may be out of our control, like pandemics.
Yeah. So your connection with AI and ML.
My connection with AI and ML. So more and more, I'm getting more into AI and ML because customers want to understand how can they utilize some of their solutions and how do they utilize this big vast wealth of warehouse data that they have. How do they make more confined and analytical solutions and or analytical guesses that reduce time, that reduces guessing. All of those really matter, right? And there's been a few projects that I've been on that I've been able to uh, build solutions in regards to those. But definitely, it's definitely growing in uh, popularity over the past few years because everybody wants some way to utilize that data. Um, they want to make educated guesses. They want to make and ensure that we're using the best solution and utilization of data.
And what do you say about automation?
Automation is another one too because it saves time. Instead of getting somebody to build or do something, so there's a process that does it on the go and then it's automated. So it's a huge one. In fact, most solutions are into some type of automation, whether it be within the code or it's something like a low code solution where it's just automatic trigger. But yeah, definitely an increased popularity, especially since the pandemic.
So, do every customers of yours or the customers that you observed in your technical experience, are they all come from technical background or they don't know? Because before giving their requirements and before coming for solution for their company, so do they have that technical knowledge?
I would say generally, most companies have an idea. I won't say everyone understands technology to the T and can speak on certain things, but because we've worked with e-commerce companies and they're just like, we have no idea what to do. We work with fintech firms that aren't as technical as we want them to be. But it's just just learning how to navigate the roses, right, or the weeds in this instance. But just understanding, it's not a I don't want to say bias, but it's not necessarily an ego. So we all come into this thing with our expertise or our non-expertise, and it's just understanding. You guys are coming to us for what we know, and we want to ensure that you know we get you the best value out of this. And some people are clueless to technology. I mean, they don't even know what cloud is. Clueless. So
So how a architect in you helping you in doing the better business?
I would say to let me ask that question again. So are you asking how do I help the non-technical, or how do I help other technical architects?
No, you understanding infrastructure, understanding uh, the softwares that the employee in you who worked in development, how that person in you is helping you in improving the business development
Oh, for myself or for other people?
for yourself, for yourself.
Oh, okay. So how do I keep improving myself in the development space and things, right? Okay. Um, Man, I just have a love and amorous feeling for technology, and I think that kind of helps me a lot. But as far as just understanding and growing, I'm in the tech space 100%. I always hear about technology companies doing this or merging. So just overall, just staying in the loop of things, whether it's just news, different technical points, and things like that. People say school helps. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I love school. School is great. School is a great place to meet people and network and do some really cool stuff. But it's not necessarily your only avenue. Like you got school, but you just have to. You got Google too. You know, you got the internet. You got ways to just learn and do things that school will take you 4+ more years to do, where you can kind of pick things up in a year and a half. So school would help. Uh, Getting something in the tech field, right? Like if you can sync a job, whether it be a non-technical or technical job, syncing a job into some type of technical company, you put yourself in the field. You know, you're there. Like you understand you understand like what's going on due to like their board meetings, but you also are around people who can connect you with the best resources, connect you with better associations and communities. So it's just an accelerated way of understanding what you need to do, because there's all like you could go in every library book and understand these things, but the time factor, you want to make sure you're utilizing your time the best way. So I would say just constantly being in the loop of news and different outlets that report on these technologies and findings. Um, Cracking open a book, there's always books out there. O'Reilly's throwing out books. You got the Packet that's throwing out books, and it's just a wealth of information, man. Like you can get lost into these things, but it's a great losing feeling or loose feeling where you're just like swimming and you're just like in mountains of information that you just culminate.
So, as a technologist, as a consultant, what do you think that made technology to reach everywhere on this planet? Because you're observing the gradual change in the IT industry. So, there will be a lot of IT people who will be watching this video from anywhere on this planet. So, how it reached everywhere? How this hardware and software and these IT services, and even if you compare from last 5 years, there is a lot of development, lot of non-technical people entered into the internet, lot of business happening. So how you see this? Because you are observing this from long time, and now you are you have your own company, and also you have a strong development background. So how you see this scenario?
So let me first say two things actually. Let me first say I'm actually writing a book on um, the future trends of technology. So whenever it comes out, I'll definitely send you that information. But secondly, I would love to see technology in the face of every person in the world. I'm a big advocate of it. I'm a futurist. I love technology, and I want to, want it to increase. Unfortunately, the bad part is like it loses people's jobs, but the best part is it connects people and it evolves us into a different way of thinking, right? But from 5 years from before to 5 years now, I'm definitely seeing a lot of trends in regards to, of course, the big ones, right? Crypto. Crypto is the biggest, one of the bigger, um, newer trends that I'm seeing. Everyone's in it. Everyone's trying to get the money, right? Like they want to get the dividends. They want to do those things. But I'm seeing a lot of growth into that. It's good growth, but it's also bad growth. I mean, it's affecting the not necessarily the economy, but it's affecting the world. It's creating fossil and carbon footprints, and it's becoming a pain. So hopefully, I'd see more efficient transaction where it reduces the amount of electricity that it produces. Also, I'm seeing a bunch of people looking into work from home jobs. Due to a certain pandemic that's out there, guys. I'm seeing a lot of work from home opportunities, so everyone's trying to be a developer, which is good because there's a lot of websites out there. We need some people. Um, so we're creating a lot of developers, designers, um, and just technologists. And it's great because let's say, you're in a remote place, third, first, second world country, right? You're provided opportunity that can help you capitalize and potentially help you feed your family. So like, how is that a bad problem, right? And of course, NFTs and different things like that, those are growing. But within the cloud space, and to be more technical, definitely seeing a lot of customers go into containerization. Containerization. If I hear one more word about containerization, everyone's into it because of the package that it provides. It's a huge opportunity for big companies, real big companies that use mountains of data that don't want to like keep close ties within one specific instance. They can just fire stuff up and fire it down as well. Also, more companies are going into the cloud specifically because it provides opportunity to save money, reduces risk, and just really gets them out of that little old clunky data warehouse, whatever. And let's see, what else? I'm big into the connectivity of different things, right? And I know you probably heard about Facebook's newest thing. So that's a big trend now. But essentially what I'm seeing is a bunch of people into a new digital world. So metaverses and these types of digital events are starting to kind of pop up, right? Popping up. So I'm interested to see how those go. I believe in the next few years they're going to be really, really big, especially since more and more people are into that augmented mixed reality. We're able to kind of tap into those using our phones, and they're making movies about it, like Free Guy, So it's kind of cool seeing those things. But I mean, it's an actual technology, and it's an actual product that people are using.
Uh, what is that unique quality of yours, or that unique working style of yours is making you to stand out from other consulting services or other developers or other IT people?
I would say one of the things that kind of separates, me specifically from others is, you know, I'm a human being. I like to keep it honest and I like to keep it personal. I'm about relationship building, and I'm about technology, and I love both things. I'm highly future forward. I'm highly adaptable, and when it comes to specific things about the clients, I have an expert, right? It's like the old Pawn Stars things. I got a buddy, right? I got a buddy I can phone up. Essentially, if someone comes to us in regards to something that they're trying to build or something that they're interested in learning more about, if I don't have an inkling of what the heck they're looking for, I can at least find somebody, or I can Google it and figure things out. So I think that's my competitive edge. Like, I know how to keep the change going and relationship building. And of course, the technical acumen is a big factor, right? And we have pretty good technical expertise on the team, but also it's how we continue to hone our skills through the years to come that sets us apart from like a Deloitte or a big firm like that.
You're providing your technical service, you're contributing your knowledge, and you're putting your physical, mental efforts to develop yourself, at the same time develop your own company, and also develop to be the important part in the IT industry. So not just in Chicago, you just want to stick in Chicago, or you want to explore yourself and give your service, contribute more people in the world, to other countries in the world.
We're global. We're global. We're not just Chicago. We got clients in New York, clients in Europe, Hyderabad. We have a team in Europe. We have a team in India. We're all over, and we're slowly growing into more markets and more different cities. But definitely, as the time goes, we're working in different areas, and it's great. But it's also not great because waking up around this time is not the best.
I'm talking from the place where you have a client from Hyderabad.
Hyderabad, oh yeah, nice.
Uh,
It's nice and sunny over there, man.
yeah, it's morning 9:51 a.m. here, and it's nightfall.
Nice, man. Yeah, it's night. You look outside, it's like, oh shoot, it's night outside.
Yeah,
And it's cold, by the way. It's cold. It's 10, it's 8, -8 Celsius, -10 Celsius.
how you look at this connectivity between countries? Technology. As a technologist, you are seeing the right now the scenario. The Skype is allowing us to connect with each other and know uh, what we are doing and in different countries. How what is your observation about this technology growing?
So I think it's a really wonderful
Yeah.
thing because
I'm stopping you here. I didn't completed my question. So how this
oh, sorry, go ahead.
connectivity and yeah, how this connectivity, this technology today, these applications in the internet and these websites in the internet and these technologies, people like you are making everybody globally, human beings to connect with each other. How does technical services and technology and as an architect, how uh, this technology is going to uh, uh, help humanity in total?
So it's kind of helping them right now, right? Like if you think of Facebook, uh, almost 20 years ago, man, it's crazy. Facebook was something that revolutionized people having school reunions. They got a chance to connect with family on a personal level, sharing pictures and doing different things like that, to parents finding old love and old flings back in the day. So it's interesting to see how that has evolved to like us connecting and doing like events and being able to host parties and promote those parties on a platform like Facebook. Technology is great. It's a double-edged sword. Of course, there's going to be some worse things that come from it, but overall, it's here to connect us with each other and to different resources. If you think about it, Google provides us an opportunity to learn about resources, connects us with different sites that essentially that we may have to like, okay, XYZ keyword. So as technology grows, we grow and we become more, in a way we kind of come dependent to it, but essentially we learn to revolutionize change within humanity, whether it's someone in the middle of the country trying to figure out a programming language so that they can get an intricate job in the States or a bigger city. Companies that are looking to do some competitive research. It's just a great technology and tool for us to continue to keep growing in any direction, right? Yeah.
So at last, what do you say to my audience and to the world who is watching and listening to our conversation?
On the same type of mission.
About the service that you're providing, about the work that you're doing. What do you say to the people who are listening to us?
Well, first and foremost, I'd like to say, hey, and glad you guys are still working. Definitely, especially during these times. I hope you guys staying safe and well. But a message to everyone else, I would definitely say, hope you guys are listening to your customers and listening to what they are wishing to fulfill in this journey that they wish to go with you, right? So they are trusting in what you're going to provide is the best thing for them, and they're also hoping that your expertise can get them closer to whatever goals or whatever that they're looking to. So the trust factor, the relationship building, and just overall, just like relationship building with people of like-mindedness, right, or like competitiveness, right? So people interested in connecting with me, feel free to, but essentially we're in a network, right? Like if I'm greater at this, someone else can be greater at this, and we all kind of help each other out in a way. It's good to see things like that than to kind of see it in a more competitive way. And finally, hopefully you guys are staying abreast with different technology, because there's always something new coming out, and it's interesting to think of how technology grows and how it flows, how things phase in and phase out. So I'm hoping you guys are staying abreast certain new things that are coming up.
So I'll put your web links in the description of this video. People who finds our video on YouTube can see the work that you're doing and can see the service that you're providing.
That'd be awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
And what do you say as an architect, as a business developer? What do you say about? First thing is, what do you say about my questioning in this conversation?
Can you repeat that one more time?
Your observation about my questioning in this conversation.
Oh, so basically, how well the questions have been as a director or architect or whatever. Okay.
No.
I think they're pretty good.
Your observation about my questioning in this conversation.
Oh, so I'm sorry, man. I'm trying to understand the question. So, or more or less how to form it. So basically, you want me to answer how do I perceive some of the questions that you're asking, or?
What is your observation? What do you say about my questioning in this conversation? What you understood about my questioning?
So I'll be honest. This is one of the few interviews that I've done, so I'm actually pretty interested in doing them. I've done a couple of them, but I'd like to get more interviews and more talks, because they feel great. And they also give me to connect with people like you, man. I do appreciate talking with you. But I think the questions were great. I think they were they weren't too technical, or it's just what the heck? I don't know how to think. And but they were good enough for me to kind of think of actual solutions and okay, this is what we did in a way that kind of helped this company out without really compromising that compliance, right? Because you can't say names, or you try not to say names, but it didn't provide a way that it said, okay, we built this for them and they know about that. So I like the questions. They were good.
And what do you say about my videos? Have you seen any videos of mine on YouTube?
I saw a couple. I think there was one guy from Italy. He was pretty good. I liked that one. And I think I saw one more guy from the States. I think he worked for the government or something like that. But yeah, you're interviewing quite a lot of people, man.
So I want you to do what you're doing and do what you love and make more people smile and give what they want. And I'm sure because of your contribution, IT industry is going to develop and increase the revenue, at the same time wealth, also manpower, also help a lot of people in uh, in different parts of the world. I'm sure the way you're working, I saw your website, I saw the description of yours. It tells what you are. So I'm sure if you continue like this, I'm sure you're going to reach everywhere on this planet.
Appreciate that, man. That's the goal. Technology in the face of every hand.
Awesome. So can I put this video on my YouTube channel with your permission?
Yes, yes, please. Try to get out the ums and ands or ers, but feel free. Yes, that'd be great.
And also, can I put this video and an audio clip on my podcast, website, internet, social media, everywhere with your permission?
Yes, that'd be
Uh,
good.
I'm actually, I did masters in software engineering and graduation in computer science and engineering. So I'm doing this to understand uh, people like you, what you people are doing, and understand if I want to work in cloud tomorrow, if I get an opportunity to understand what is happening in the world and to implement in the job that I'm doing for the quality service.
Yeah, that'd be, man, like it's so crazy to think about that. So you're a student, man. Like it's so many great opportunities and stuff. Like from your perspective, man, like you're in a good point because essentially you'll be building the newest generation of technology. And like we're talking from that mountain of before, but you're getting that knowledge and you're kind of carrying the torch, kind of like how the Olympics work. So you're in a really good spot, how things can revolutionize and how you can change people's lives. So I commend you. But man, it's so many opportunities. I definitely think that some of the things that I talked about, 5 years from now, it may change. Cloud right now is a big one. But I don't necessarily see things declining in it, but there's a chance that something may come around and bite cloud away. It may be potentially something good, but that's further in the future. I think cloud right now to learn is awesome for you to do, especially if you get a programming language on your belt. Whether it be like Java. Java would be really good, especially in your predicament. Java and some sort of like web programming language if you're trying to go into web. If you're trying to do more back-end solutions, procedural stuff, Python would be great. So Python is a huge one. Python is just everywhere, man. Everybody's using it. So if you know that, that'd be awesome. And some sort of SQL, SQL, NoSQL.
Awesome. Thank you for giving me your valuable time. It's night for you, but still, you gave me opportunity and you allowed me to ask a few questions and told about the work that you are doing to me and to my audience.
Uh, Man, I apologize for the delays before, and it's been an ongoing thing, but this has been very awesome, and I commend you for your success, and I know this channel is going to grow.
I hope your values will impact more people and humanity and create positive energy.
You as well, my friend. You as well, my friend.
Take care, Will.
You too. See you, Sai.